Welcome back to Shower for the Soul. Happy New Year. Shane Alexander here. And we're talking to Jannica.
Jannica.
Jannica, I'm sorry. You just told me that like 2 seconds ago.
Okay.
I'm really
It's all
bad at names. Uh, Interesting stuff we're talking about today. Free plants for mental health. As you guys know, Shower for the Soul is about mental health and lifestyle and everything. And good living and I think this it fits in really well with the brand of Fame and Friends because we're bringing together something I love, which is plants and mental health. So how did this start?
Yeah, it kind of stemmed, I guess, out of quarantine. Riel and I both had a lot of free time. We both have been avid plant lovers and immersed in the community for years. And again, we knew of each other before we kind of joined forces to create Winnipeg Free Plants. And I think it was back at the end of summer around August.
Mhm.
Riel had posted a story of a plant giveaway that happened in Atlanta. And I replied to her. We got to talking just about how cool it would be to bring something like that here to Winnipeg. So it was just a lot of brainstorming and planning on our ends. And we eventually did our first event and thinking it would be like a one off thing. But I think we have to keep doing it now. So
Now, why mental health? Were you guys going through some anxiety with being locked down and everything in Winnipeg?
yeah, we're definitely both advocates for it. And while there's still definitely a shift in the way mental health is perceived these days, there's
Hmm.
still a we wanted to create this space where it was safe to have these conversations and bring more awareness to it. It's something I struggle with and Riel as well. And I think it's more prevalent now that we're all stuck at home these days. So
How is the lock? Is there a lockdown right now in Winnipeg, or how is the
e-
COVID situation over there?
yeah, it's been, oh man, I don't know where to begin. We've been in code red, so we can't see people outside of our own households. It's been that way since November, and they actually just extended it today.
Oh no.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes as vaccines roll out, and hopefully it's just from people being stupid over the holidays, and that's gonna come back down. But um, yeah, things aren't looking good here right now, but there's a light at the end of the tunnel, so we'll see how that goes.
Was it bad also in back in March?
Back in March, when we initially shut down, I don't think so. It was more like a cautionary thing when we did our 2 week lockdown. People actually thought like, oh, this will blow over in 2 weeks, and here we are in 2021. So
Now, why plants? Is there science behind plants for mental health? Why you bring those two together?
well, I'm not an expert. Like I study science, but I wouldn't put too much weight on what these means. So I think it definitely has to do with like the pleasure centers in our brain, our good old pal dopamine. You buy a plant, it feels good, so you're gonna do it again. And it's the same when you see new growth, like with a new leaf, or when you notice your plant is getting root bound and it's ready to be repotted. It just feels really rewarding. Like, wow, I kept this plant alive. This plant is thriving in my care. Like, I'm capable. I think it's very validating, and it's little triumphs like that, I think, that are important in dealing with your mental health for sure.
Would you compare it with how we have pets sometimes to help with their mental health?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the same. You're taking care of something outside of yourself, and you have to think about something else. If you're stuck in your own head, it gets you out of there, and you're just helping nurture something.
Now, do different plants help with different things? Like certain plants help with anxiety, or another plant might help with depression.
I loved this question, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
I think if we look at it from the angle of easier to care plants versus, I guess, expert level plants, if you will,
Hmm.
easy to care plants can be good for both, I think, anxiety and depression. I know for myself, it helps me redirect nervous energy to get my body moving and, when I need to water or repot something. The smell and feeling of soil, too, it's very grounding. So it
Yeah.
helps with dissociation.
Hmm.
And again, the reward of just seeing it flourish. And as you get better at recognizing and addressing a plant's needs, then you can move up to more difficult plants. And then taking care of those is a whole other triumph in itself. So No certain genera or species is like has magical super healing powers in that way, but for sure I think there are certainly different kinds that help boost our confidence for sure.
Yeah. Now I was looking when I first found your Instagram, which is WPG Free Plants.
Hmm.
I was looking for the catch. I was like, okay, what do they want? Is this a charity? There's no catch. What's up? Was there any thought of maybe, oh, maybe we can get some money in from this to not for you yourselves, but like to give to a nurse, like maybe CAMH or something? Was there any thought process behind that, or it was just like,
We we did do some fundraising at our first event. It wasn't for us. We make no money doing this. That would be a dream, but we don't. We don't. So back in October, we did fundraising with. We sold some masks, tote bags, and crew necks, and all of that money was split between Sunshine House Winnipeg. It's a harm reduction initiative here, the Canadian Mental Health Association, and also just someone within our community who we thought needed some financial help. They've been dealing with a lot of health issues lately, so we sent some money their way as well.
is there a possibility of it growing, pun intended? Um, I just came up with that too in my head. For next, I know you guys will be doing some more giveaways, which we'll be getting into in a second about how you do all those giveaways and prizes. Uh, are we going to expand with more than plants than maybe like, not pets, but something else?
For now, our main focus is plants. I think there are a lot of benefits to them, but in our previous giveaways, not even just with plants, we've done online giveaways. So we've done plants and also featuring products from local businesses. We're also partnering up. Maybe I shouldn't say too much, but we're partnering up with a coffee shop, so we're going to be able to give away coffee as well. And yeah, I think it'll branch out
Good one.
that way as we keep moving and growing forward. So
And I was on your site at wpgfreeplants.wordpress.com. It's been years since I said WordPress. Um, Now you're collaborating with Lana Hastings, who is Hannah Hastings at Wellness Through Connection.
yeah, so she is a social worker and therapist here in Winnipeg. So she does inclusive and trauma informed therapy. So we just want to help green up her space and bring plants into her office. She just moved into a new one in December. So once clients can actually come in again and see her, once the lockdown ends, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be starting this program called Take and Tend. So clients can come in and if they want, they can take a plant or take a clipping of a plant and we can help them and she can help them help it grow as part of their therapy.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm in Ontario. Canada is really big.
Yeah.
It's kind of big. Now, is there any, and everywhere is COVID and everyone has mental health. Is there a way of having people outside of Winnipeg take part of this?
That is a really good question. We haven't thought about expanding it, but people from other provinces have actually reached out to us asking if they can model something like what we're doing in their own provinces. So of course, we encourage people to do this where they live.
Mhm.
As for us actually working in other provinces, we'll have to think about that. That's a very, very good question.
Because you know what? Because when I first read the article was on my CBC Facebook feed. Then I clicked it, and whenever, especially with mental health, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to give. Take my money, or let me just be part of it, or do something. And I was just like, oh, how can I be part of this? I don't know how. But yeah, that's good to know because I would love to have some plants. I just moved out in London, and I need more green.
Oh,
So
well,
I've got.
congrats on the move.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can help somehow. We aren't a registered charity, so we're not comfortable with taking monetary donations right now, but maybe that's something we could consider in the future and somehow link up with. Now you're giving me ideas. Maybe link up with greenhouses or plant shops in other provinces just to send them your way. So that would be really cool. I'll have to talk to Riel about it.
Cool. I
Yeah.
might know someone actually. Seriously, I might.
Okay.
I'll give you someone's email after this. But
Perfect.
yeah, so you have a few other uh, giveaways planned for 2021?
Yes. So we actually announced one yesterday. We have about 50 plants or so to give away. It'll probably be more by the time we're ready to give them out, but it's going to be a little bit different this time around. So we'll be delivering them ourselves since we can't gather together this time. So we've asked folks to comment on the post or send us a direct message privately if they'd like to be considered. We want to prioritize people who are low income and or BIPOC, but also inviting anyone else who would like a free plant because we know mental health issues don't discriminate and everyone deals with them. So we'll just continue giving away free plants as long as we can.
Cool. So
Yeah.
you have your website, you have Instagram. Anything else people should know if they want to check you out?
I think that's it. Riel and I both have our own plant Instagrams, but you can find that through the Winnipeg Free Plants one if you're interested. But as for keeping updated on this project, Instagram is probably the best way. The website is kind of just a landing page for FAQs, so we'll definitely keep updated on Instagram.
Okay, and the page is lovely, by the way.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's very nice. I like the layout and the pictures you chose. Okie dokie. So thank you so much, Janica, for this. It was amazing. And if there's anything else I could do for you, if you're ever thinking of going into Ontario, just let me know. But I will seriously email you someone's name right after we get off here.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Shane. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me today.
Oh, no worries. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, of course. All right, take care.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.